This will be a short one, John. You going for the record?
I would like to call the village board meeting to order. Would the clerk please call the roll?
Trustee Yost.
Here.
Trustee Jensen is absent. Trustee Miller.
Here.
Trustee Addison.
Here.
Trustee Siddick. Here. Trustee Wells. Here. Attorney Magna.
And I am here as well, thank you. Okay. If you would all please rise and join me in the pledge.
We're all here. We can handle that.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, there he is.
Would the clerk please note that trustee Jensen did arrive? All right.
And he brought snacks. No?
Well, you know. First order of business tonight is the consent agenda, which includes the following. Approval of the minutes of the July 24th, 2014 board meeting. Bills presented for payment in the amount of $340,239.19. The following reports: building, planning, zoning, code enforcement, public works, public safety, and engineers report. Is there anything that the board would like to have discussed and considered separately? Anything that the public would like to have public would like to have discussed separately? Okay, there being none, motion to approve. We have a motion
Second.
and a second. Any discussion? No discussion. Roll call, please.
Trustee Yost.
Aye.
Trustee Jensen.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Addison.
Aye.
Trustee Siddick. Aye. And Trustee Wells.
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving on to trustee reports. First, we have building and zoning. Trustee Wells.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have two items on the docket. However, those issues were actually sent back to Planning Committee, and they have rendered a decision that will be forthcoming at the next board meeting.
Okay,
So
we'll keep them on the table.
keep those on the table.
All right,
That concludes my report.
thank you. All right, next, the TIF committee. We just finished our monthly meeting. Discussion about a few potential projects, but nothing of any significance at this point, so no report tonight. Public Works, Trustee Addison.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have no report for Public Works this evening.
Wow.
That means all the water is clear and the sewer is flowing appropriately.
Sewer's not clear?
No, definitely not clear.
Okay. Well, then, moving on. I see we have a Finance Committee report from Trustee Jensen.
We do, and I think we're on pace for a record meeting here tonight, so far.
Until we get
I
to
almost
Trustee
missed it.
Jensen.
You blinked and you missed it. I have one item to offer, and this is culmination of lots of cajoling on my part, and I appreciate staff's and attorneys' work on this. I'd like to offer into consideration an ordinance establishing a new Chapter 3.10 of Title III of the Village of Beach Park Code, providing for a fee schedule. And what this does is provides a lot of transparency. All the fees are located in one spot now, and assuming we all approve this in the village code. It allows efficiency in that once a year we will then be able to review these and adjust them as necessary, some up, some down, I hope. But we'll be able to adjust them as necessary in one place. Residents and outsiders that wish to examine these and determine what fees are for various topics will go to one place rather than wade through the entire code. So it's really a neat thing to have, and I'm really pleased to see it and pleased to bring it to the board tonight.
Okay. Just prior to this, our administrator and attorney and I were talking. We did identify a couple of content errors that we could either resolve the hard way in striking and amending and that here on the floor, or if we wanted to allow the staff a moment to revise those, we could bring this up at the next meeting.
Yeah, there's no sense of urgency. I have no problem with that.
Okay.
I'll withdraw my.
Okay, well, I know how long you've been waiting for this. I didn't want to leave you hanging.
No.
but,
We want it perfect.
yeah.
It's just
Not
add a Class
99%.
F, add a Class F license to the list.
Well, actually, to remove the Class F, add a Class J.
Add Class
But
J.
it's all liquor.
I don't know how I missed that.
Well, part of it is, I could explain to you later, but, yeah. Yeah, it's minor, but it will make it simpler if we,
Great. Well, then I'll wax eloquent again at the next meeting and praise this once more.
I count on it. Okay,
I have no other report tonight.
all right, thank you, sir. Public Safety, Trustee Siddick.
Thank you. No report this evening.
All right, Public Relations, Trustee Miller.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm pleased to bring before the board tonight a resolution, and thank you to our attorney for having it ready for us. We've been waiting for this for a while, not from you necessarily, but we're happy to see it come to fruition. This will be establishment of an Adopt a Street program, which will allow us to solicit volunteers to help with the beautification of village right-of-ways. And basically what this does is allow open the door for nice cooperative efforts between the village and whatever organizations we can get involved with. We're going to reach out to possibly softball organizations, Trustee
Yes.
Gus, scouting, Ms. Perez in the back there, and maybe churches that would like to participate. We have a few village roadways identified in a preliminary sense, one of which for sure will be our newly paved Beach Road, and a few other main thoroughfares as we see the organizations start to demonstrate some interest. So with that, I would like to offer a motion to pass Resolution
18?
18, establishing an Adopt a Street program to allow volunteers to assist in the beautification of village right-of-ways.
make a second.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion.
The first time we talked about this, which was a long time ago.
Right.
I remember an ordinance that was probably 60 pages long that we got from somewhere else.
The
And I
county,
think
maybe.
because of that, we decided, maybe this isn't the best idea. So I applaud you guys for whatever method I see this is about 5 pages long. And I'm sure it covers everything we need to cover, so I think that's great that we can do it. It's a simple premise, but it seemed very complicated the first time around, so maybe
Yeah.
it was complicated because I was
Because it was
involved.
from you.
I tried to say it before you did, so.
I can say in reading through this, one section really caught my attention and made me smile, and that was the very final paragraph, penalty for Litter Control Act violation. An individual convicted of violating Section 4, Section 5 of the Litter Control Act by disposing of litter upon a public street may be required to adopt for 30 days a designated portion of that street, including the site where the offense occurred. I love that. I don't know who thought of it, but it's genius.
Perhaps on your left there.
Don't let them drive any vehicles. Village vehicles.
All right, we have a motion and a second. We have discussed. Is there any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Jensen.
Aye.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Addison.
Aye.
Trustee Siddick.
Aye.
Trustee Wells.
Aye.
Trustee Gust.
Aye.
I like it.
Great, thank you, and that concludes my
Motion
report.
carries. All right. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay, thank you. Parks and Recreation, anything going on in your world, Richard?
Not a whole lot. I'll start out by the first thing is, we have another chance to get a piece of property from the tax bills, and we have some property on New York now. We got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, John?
Yep.
We got it right, and then we have a chance to buy the new one. We have a chance to buy another one for, I believe it's, what, $1,057? Yes, sir. Yes, so I would like to make a motion for that, so eventually we can connect a few more of these together, and maybe we can have another small park in another area of our village for people.
Second.
A motion and a second. Discussion. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Trustee Addison.
Aye.
Trustee Siddick.
Aye.
Trustee Wells.
Aye.
Trustee Gust.
Aye.
Trustee Jensen.
Aye.
The second thing is
30.
It was ordinance 30, sorry.
The second thing is I want to let you know we have the parking lot all re-sealed today and all striped, so it's like, looks like brand new. Very nice. On it.
At,
Pardon me?
the parking lot at?
Founder's Park.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
I apologize for that. Second thing is, we have a big festival tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. Come on out, enjoy, have fun, tell all your friends, whoever. We have 25 crafters signed up that'll come. We have 6 food vendors. 2 of them are Famous Dave's and Buena Vista right down the street here on it. We got 3 bands. Weather looks halfway decent, so all I'm looking forward to is a good time and a whole lot of people coming through.
I believe you guaranteed us some time ago
Well,
that the
let's not
weather
get
was
crazy here, all right, on that?
going to be.
I know you always get me in that predicament. I'm hoping.
Well, it is a rain or shine event,
This is a rain or shine event.
and
We got tents for the, a tent for the beer gardens, so if it does rain, you can stand underneath and have a cold glass of beer
A tent for the what?
for the beer garden.
Oh,
And we have a tent for, you can sit down and eat. There's gonna be face painting, a carnival, crafters, car show. I don't know, the guy didn't tell me how many cars signed up already for it. We have the police, fire, and lots of food vendors, so.
Friday night, there will be a,
Oh, yeah.
Elvis will be there and a
My
movie
buddy
in
Elvis is coming in town for
the,
it.
in the park after that Friday
And
night.
then after that, we're gonna show a movie,
yep, yep.
so.
Which the movie, I believe, is from the year the village was formed, Back to the
The
Future.
future, yes, if I'm not mistaken.
How fitting.
So, yes, without a doubt. And that ends my report tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks
that's
to the
okay, so I'll be
ZB
coming
News,
with my
too.
flux
Nice,
capacitor.
nice coverage.
We will also have a dedication on
Sunday.
Sunday of the Founder's Park, the official renaming of Founder's Park, or the naming to Founder's Park, I should say. And also, we have several new shade structures that are set up at the dugouts for the ball fields, which we'll be doing a dedication for those as well. So, lots going on. That'll be Sunday at 1 o'clock.
Yes, and we have a silver anniversary cake to celebrate afterwards.
Actually made out of silver?
Let's not go that far.
Okay, all right, very good.
Good time's gonna be had by all I know.
Okay. I see no village engineer tonight. I see no village treasurer tonight. I do see a village administrator. John, have you got anything for us?
No, sir.
Right? What? And I have an attorney sitting next to me. Anything from your side of it?
Just very briefly, on the fee schedule ordinance, I must acknowledge, John did an immense amount of work to set this table up, which made it much easier for me to go through the 140 sections or whatever it was and amend the text of the language buried within the code. But I do want to acknowledge that for a village attorney, that's a very pleasant experience to have that level of and quality of staff work to be able to work off of. So that was much appreciated.
John? All right. Anything from our clerk tonight?
No report.
All right. Flipping the agenda over, which is a sign of something. Under my report, we have consideration of a ordinance modifying the number of liquor licenses. By way of introduction, you have a memo from Village Administrator as well as a letter from Mr. Tom Granger. The substantial change from our last board meeting and the discussion that centered around this particular location is that the applicant has revised his application away from a Class A tavern license, which is, in my mind, good news, and to the Class J restaurant license, which the basic significance of that is it requires a 50-50 split of food and alcohol sales. It allows food sales to, or requires food sales, a kitchen to be open until midnight. There is not a seating limitation in this particular license to say the number of seats at the bar or what have you, but it does impose the revenue restriction of 50-50 between alcohol and food. So we have tonight an ordinance that would increase the number of Class J licenses by 1. if the board is so moved to approve this, the next step would be notifying the applicant. They would still have to fill out the appropriate application and meet muster on all the requirements of the liquor ordinance in order to hold a liquor license, including providing evidence of lease of the property and those types of things. So it's not an instant return here, but I guess I would ask the board to consider this and let me know which way you want me to go.
You looking for a motion?
That, we have an ordinance here in the form of an ordinance amending Chapter 5.16 of Title 5 of the Beach Park, Illinois Village Code by modifying the number of licenses.
I will make a motion to do that.
I have a quick question. Is this the same type of license that our current restaurant
No.
has in town?
In fact, this is the Class J, the Class G license that the Buena Vista has a seating requirement at the bar, a restriction of the seating requirement
Right,
at the bar.
okay.
And what the owner, or the potential operator, I should say, Mr. Granger, has pointed out in his original letter was that particular license, a Class G license, would not be suitable for their, the space that they have, in that they'll probably be serving food at a bar and other bar-type tables as opposed to just at the restaurant tables.
I
So
see, okay.
he was
Okay.
trying to steer away from that Class G, and we pointed out that there was a Class J category in our ordinance, and he saw that and thought that that would be a good fit. In addition, I would point out that the location we're talking about is the Frank and Fries location, and otherwise, everything else is the same what we had discussed the last.
Okay, and then I think when trustee Jensen was giving his report in the adjustments, does that reflect this price?
That is one of the things that's
Or-
missing from the fee schedule. So it's currently in our ordinance. It's
Okay.
just not in our fee schedule, and that's one of the reasons we just happened to pick
This
up on that
is
today.
one of
Yep,
those,
yep,
okay, okay.
Yep.
Second.
We have a second? Any discussion? We kind of got ahead of that. Thank you. Any other discussion on this license? There being none, I would ask the clerk to please call the roll.
Trustee Addison.
Aye.
Trustee Siddick.
Aye.
Trustee Wells.
Abstain.
Trustee Gust.
Aye.
Trustee Jensen.
All right.
And Trustee Miller.
Aye.
Okay, the motion carries. Thank you very much. I would also like to add my encouragement to any and all to attend the celebration. 25 years went by quick. I have to I'll come back to that, thank you. The celebration is, we get one shot at this one. Let's hope the weather holds nicely. And we are excited to see how many show. I skated right past something that we need to talk about. We have had a meeting with a potential business owner that would like to consider locating his third liquor store in Beach Park. He currently has one in Franklin Park and another one in Waukegan. He's looking at the site on the corner, southwest corner of Sheridan and Beach. I would prefer to call it the old Lori Furniture Building location, but that might be going back a little far for some.
Never even heard of that.
And we'll say the old McBumpers
It
site,
could be the old.
which was in the 80s.
Yes.
It's not quite as far back.
But he's looking at that location. He has met with our village planner. They've discussed some of the site, unique site attributes and parking issues and things like that. And he has asked the board to consider, or to let him know whether a license might be available for this. As there are no licenses available, and as we have not gone very far through this process with this developer to know fully what he's about, the only thing I could suggest to him is that I could come to the board and poll the board to see how the board felt about a now empty building, being turned into a liquor store that has at least got a proven track record in the ownership and management. It's not a new startup, it's with inexperienced managers, they have these known locations. But I'd love to hear the board's thoughts about that, and then it'll give John something to go back to the developer with and talk.
I did see in the memo, there was a comment about he at least has preliminary plans of $65,000 worth of improvements to the outside of a building. And whether it's gonna be a liquor store or anything, I am all for $65,000 worth of improvements to the outside of that building.
Definitely.
But I mean, until I know exactly what it is, I would have a hard time
Sure.
jumping up and down, being excited about it. The concept is okay.
Well, before we get all those details, his first concern is there a chance that he would be able to get a license to operate the type of business he wants to operate? He said that the building is a little bit larger than he would ordinarily want to look at, but he also saw an opportunity to have an area or a designated, whether it be a room or something, to create an area for wine tastings or beer tastings or whatever the event might call for. Not to set up a bar and serve alcohol in the traditional sense, but something a little bit different than what you might see in your typical liquor store.
Is there a specific license that allows a wine tasting event other than an alcohol pouring establishment?
Yeah, the village license, all village licenses have a provision that allow for very limited structure in a wine tasting type, or a tasting type event. I shouldn't use the word wine, but any kind of a tasting. It's pretty restrictive as it exists right now. I think it's 3 1-ounce samples of whatever the beverage would be, and it was per customer. So right now, it's worded very tightly. I did suggest to him that if he had a business plan that entailed anything more than that, he would have to bring that up, and we would have to consider that as well. There are successful wine and alcohol stores, liquor stores that do have these events, that have designated areas, and from what I've heard, they do quite well, but I don't have personal experience there, so.
I just have a comment too, and just kind of echoing a little bit about what Mark said, reading this memo, that this particular person was wanting to invest about $60,000 for exterior and interior remodeling to this building. I would definitely have to see more, because I don't know how far $60,000 would go to try and renovate, or come close to try and renovate the building in question.
The
Demolition maybe, but
we have to understand that this is a very preliminary discussion. They saw the site, they liked it, they wanted to know if there was a potential or not. I don't think they know what they don't know.
Yeah.
And until they get to that point, there's a willingness expressed to not want to move into the building as it exists right now, which someone could theoretically do for the portion of it that, to the point where it meets code. And I think anyone that wants to be successful in that location is going to have to do some significant improvements to the exterior as well as the interior. You're not going to be able to turn what was once a bar into a retail store without spending quite a bit of money. You got to redo the lighting, the electrical, the heating, cooling systems. They're going to have to put coolers in, all of that. And you're not going to fix the outside of that building with a coat of paint. So I think there's a general understanding that it would be more than. There's a reason why we're not talking about an ordinance to extend the number of licenses at this point, because we don't know yet what he's proposing, and we wouldn't bring that to the board until we knew a lot more. But is the board willing to consider this, or does the board have an opinion that maybe we already have too many liquor stores, or, just here to hear what you have to say?
I think we have a lot of liquor licenses issued quite, per capita already, it seems like. Where are we at, 18, 19, somewhere in that?
It's close. I don't
Vicinity?
know the exact number right now.
But as far as a per se liquor store, is it right that we only have one other?
Yes.
One existing?
One specific, we have a couple that are, it's their primary business. Beyond, I think you could probably categorize mom and pop's very close to that. They have a mini mart but they have a lot of alcohol there. And probably the old Beach Foods location right next door, they have a significant presence there as well. So there's no shortage. Of course, the free market part of me says, may the best man win. It's certainly a valid question, though.
I guess it wouldn't be my preference, but like the other trustees, I'd definitely like to see something productive take foothold there, be an improvement over what's there by any means.
I feel the same way, John. And how many stores does he have? Just one?
They've got, the businesses that they currently operate are in Park, was it Park Ridge?
Franklin.
Franklin Park
Franklin Park?
and Waukegan, yeah.
Okay.
So they have 2 locations right now.
Is anyone familiar with those operations and the?
I've not been to either one of them. I've seen pictures. They provided photographs of their current store operation, what the outside looks like, what the inside looks like, and certainly be happy to share those as well, but there's no guarantee that's what they would do here.
You know where it's at in Waukegan? Is that the one on Grand Avenue? Okay.
Brandon Buttrick.
Ah, okay.
We had a similar request on a different building on Sheridan Road, and I was against it because it was way too close to the residential area and a really small, it happens to be a bus stop for all the kids,
Yeah.
and we didn't like that idea, but this one being what it is, there's more of a buffer between the residential and the property.
Right.
And I would say conceptually, it fits better in that location.
Well, it is a retail use.
Right.
It will generate sales tax. And yet, there's, the logical questions of, does it take away from the existing sellers? Are we just trading dollars at that point? Or will this bring people in from outside to, outside of our village or our current customer base, if you will, for those sales? And they claim to have a focus on craft beers and wines that are, not available everywhere. So, they're trying to provide something unique.
And Cardinal's right up the road, too.
Right. And that is our primary liquor. That's our only purely liquor license, retail liquor license store.
Is Hoxma, is that not considered,
They're also a mini mart type. They're a retail with packaged goods. They're all packaged goods licenses, but it's not their primary business.
Same Class C license they carry? Is that a
Is that Class C, John? I apologize, these numbers and letters fly through my head too quick. I think they're all Class, the retail liquor store license is a Class C, and that's certainly what the Cardinal Liquors is, and be a similar license operation there.
Well, they build a lot of Wendy's right next to McDonald's, and they put a lot of CVS's right next to Walgreens, so I mean, it's part of the game, so that's.
Other thoughts? I think you have enough to reflect back. It's, the main thing I heard is, we want to know more. Didn't hear anybody saying absolutely not. I don't expect an absolute answer tonight, but you could reflect that back to them and let them know.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now would be the time for any citizen or otherwise, let's say an elected official, I guess you're a citizen from somewhere if you're in
From
the room,
somewhere, yeah.
that would like to address the board. Just ask that you please rise, come to the podium, let us know your name and your case. Anybody? Going once, going twice. We have the fan club, we have the reporter, we have the sheriff's office, the cameraman, and a county board member, by golly. Welcome, Brent. All right, we have no cause tonight for an executive session.
I would like to add one thing before we have a motion for any other drastic changes. Something that didn't really get reflected when we were discussing the Beach Park Fest this weekend, but I would like it to be noted that the kids' carnival that is there is not your traditional carnival where you pay money for a ticket to get on the rides. These attractions are all free to the end user. There's no cost for partaking in these things, and I think that's a key point that should be spread. far and wide.
Okay.
I can't say the same thing for Famous Dave's and the other.
Or the beer tent.
I'm sure there's money involved in that, but for the rides for the kids and the movie and all those bands, it's all free.
Okay. Very good. All right. Well, then I guess if there's no other business, it would be time for an adjournment motion.
So moved.
We have two of those. Second?
Couple of seconds.
Couple of seconds. All in favor? Aye. Aye. We are adjourned.
Ay, ay, ay.
Excellent meeting.
I